In this day and age, many people are spending way too much time online and way too much time on social media. So it's like you might try to read a book, but it feels like hard to concentrate because you're used to the constant novelty of social media and the internet and whatnot. But there's a way that you can use that need for novelty to read more. The way to do that is to rotate between different books. Like, not just reading different books in general, though that's a good thing, but in a session of reading. Now, some people might set a timer or say how many pages or like a chapter if you're doing really long. But regardless of what method seems to work best for you, have at least 2 or 3, maybe even more books where you can go back and forth reading the books. That way, if you get tired of one, instead of feeling like, oh, I need to jump on social media or the internet or something, you can pick up another book. And you want the books to be of different genres or different types of books, so you're not going to get them confused. And that's another thing, you want them to be different, so enough for the novelty. So whatever genres you're interested in, fiction, nonfiction, etc., you can figure that out and try to find books that suit your taste. But a way to read more is to have multiple books that you can go between reading in a session. If you're really having trouble fighting against the dopamine addiction and the need for novelty, you could read like a page of each book and then just like jump around. It's kind of funny. It's advice that I've seen online, but it was something that I did when I kind of got into reading. And I mean, then I got out of it for a while. But like when I was like 16, I actually did that. It wasn't because I saw advice online. It wasn't because I saw the advice online. It was just something that I felt like doing. So I had like a stack of maybe like a half a dozen books. And I'd sometimes just like read for maybe an hour or so. I don't know. It wasn't like I was setting a timer, but I'd like read a chapter or however many pages depending on the book. And I'd go between the different books. So that's a way to kind of use a dopamine addiction and a need for novelty to read more. So doing that because you're motivated to become the sort of person who reads a lot is obviously a good thing. But even if you're just like, reading isn't necessarily trying to be like a big hobby of yours, but you're more just like, even if you're just in the perspective of feeling like you need to have a hobby, or just doing something that isn't like social media, or just something where you're not looking at a screen, though I suppose if you're reading an ebook, you could be looking at a screen, but just want to do something that feels more like real. Just doing something that makes you feel like you're present in the moment. Taking back your attention, that sort of a thing. So that's my tip on how to use novelty to read more. So I hope that's a helpful tip for you. Use novelty to read more.